Hey y'all, it's your girl Jakayla A, and I'm back with my last set for Christmas. This is a recreation of a viral set that someone did. I wish I knew her name offhand, but I do show it later on. But right now I'm just doing my prep, went in with my cuticle bit, cuticle nipper, sanding band. Right now I'm using these pink sanding bands I got off of Amazon. They're very loose and ill-fitting on my mandrel bit that I use from Pana, so I don't care for them. I'm going to use the rest of them and not buy them again. So I don't know, wouldn't recommend. I'm going to go back to the zebra ones. Here I am using a very big straight no curve tip to make it a very small one. When you run out of the more popular sizes, what are they, more like 6, 5, 4, those really popular sizes in nail tip packs. Oh, there's the inspo picture too. You just could use the bigger size and cut them. When you have straight tips, it works beautifully like that. Here I am using my magnets on my nail tip cutter to get the consistency across the board and not have to go back and measure. If the nail beds look kind of funny, go ahead, go back and measure. But I know for a fact that this method is really working on me. If people don't have damaged nail beds and they're all grown out fully, this is a quick and easy method. Those magnets came off Amazon and that nail tip cutter. So I'm just blending in my tip, making it flush to the natural nail. The application, we're only going to show one hand. I've been liking to do that because for the most part, I always do the same thing on the other hand. Even if it's a different finger, I'm more than likely doing the same thing. So I already used my swipe dehydrator, which you could just use alcohol. It is not necessary to go by swipe. The higher percentage of alcohol you have, the better. Like how right now I have a jug of 90% alcohol. When I run out of my swipe, which is going to take a long time to do because I bought the big bottle, I'm not buying no more. I'm just going to use alcohol. It's literally the same thing. It's just not necessary. If you want that super dry, dehydrated look that swipe gives, and I do love that, believe me, I do. That's why I use it. You could go ahead and do it, but really, you don't have to. If you don't want to, you can use alcohol. So because I'm doing some encapsulated nails with some, I'm doing it with some what are they called? A snowflake pieces, like some big sequin glitters, not the little ones, the big ones that look like shapes. I'm going to be doing snowflakes, and then I'm going to be doing a medley of different glitters that I've just collected over the years. I just picked ones that were pretty and, just trying to achieve the look as best as you can. When you're using an inspiration pick, unless you specialize in doing replicas and recreating looks, it never is going to be to a T. Never. You're not that person. You don't work how that person work. Your artwork is not that person artwork. Your application is not that person application. And most importantly, a lot of pictures that we see on our explore pages, Pinterest and such on and so forth, they be a practice hand. The nail beds be real slim and slender. Your client's nail and hand just does not look like that person's. The tips don't lay the same from the jump. So, be kind to yourself and realize that you're just doing your best to recreate it and use it as an inspiration. I always tell people when they come in my inbox, message me, see me on the street, anything, can you do this exactly? No, I cannot. I can never create anybody's work exactly. I'm always going to put my own signature touch on everything. I used to say, yes, I can create it exactly, trying to get clients, but no, I can't create it exactly. I'll never be able to create what somebody else did exactly. I can use it as inspiration and get pretty close. You're going to rock with me if you're going to rock with me, and if you're not, bet. No beef, no tea, no nothing. No shade, okay? But I'm gonna just let y'all enjoy the application, and then I'll pop back in later, period.
I got too many hoes, but they ain't you. You like to put that shit in your nose, but I still love you. Be doing shit that nobody knows. In the streets they be thinking you a lady, but at home you a motherfucking porn star, swear to God. If you ain't nasty, don't at me. I've been working all day. I like to run the streets till it's dark out and then come home, blow your back out. I hope that's okay. I can't leave you alone. No, not for no 24 hours. Lately I've been thinking about us, about you as real as they come. But you would rather be on them drugs. And I would rather hang with my thugs. Fuck when you been draining me out. You know that, you blow that well, where that throw that. You better kiss it before I go. If you ain't nasty, don't at me. I've been working all day. I like to run the streets in the dark out, then come through and blow your back out. I hope that's okay. I can't leave you alone, no.
When you're encapsulating pieces like this and they don't lay perfectly flat, of course you want them to lay as flat as possible, but I just have times where it's just not perfect, and that's okay, especially when it's a smaller nail bed and the piece is quite large. You'll run into that issue a lot. Make sure that you're putting enough clear on top. It literally goes clear, whatever you're putting in the middle, clear acrylic, let me use the whole word. whatever you're putting in the middle, and then clear acrylic on top. Or if you're doing a milk bath, it would be milky white. But in this case, we're doing like a glass nail type encapsulation, so we're usually clear. I'm just making sure that I have enough of it on top so that when I start filing, I don't file into my pieces and ruin my shape. I will say put a little bit more than a little bit less when you're doing encapsulation. Put a little bit more of your top acrylic on than you think you need, because you don't want to foul off too much. But you can always repair the pieces that don't get fully encapsulated in the filing. Like, it literally comes out so crispy, so don't stress it too much. And also put enough acrylic on top, and that'll be the saving grace for you. I'm always using a 80/80 grit file. It will be the square one, look like more like rectangular if I had a long nail to XL to extendo nail client. And then for the short and medium to long girls, I just use this shorter one with the round edges. To be honest, I prefer this one over the big one. I used to use the big one for everybody, and that's just a lot of foul. That's just a lot of space, and it's just not always necessary. So these come from my local beauty supply store. You can look up 80/80 grit foul on Amazon and get any brand. Just read the reviews. I think I've had the Pana ones before for 80/80 grit, and I like them, but it was just more convenient to use these. I'm going in with a 5-in-1 bit in fine. Always how I'm still in the cuticle these days, I use that. Don't be scared to move that hand. Y'all saw it kind of looked aggressive because this is sped way up, and then a buffer just to finish. Make sure you get the acrylic off the skin. It looked aggressive just to speed up because it's sped up, but I do gently move the hand. I'll be like, hun, I'm gonna move your hand this way, thank you. I definitely do that. You have to help your clients have good posture, especially when it's uncomfortable to sit up straight. And most of us, being all the way real, we do not have good posture. We do not sit up straight naturally. We be head down in the phone a lot. That's a lot of our life. So you have to correct that posture sometimes, and don't be worried about that. These are the two colors I'm using for Gelixr. Pause if you want to see what they were, but it's the white, and then the pink is 156 from Gelixr. This brush is 25 mm liner from Michaels. You can get it from anywhere, but if you get a 25 mm, it will make your lines quicker and easier. And you see how smooth the French is going on top of that encapsulated nail, because once you file it, seal it, buff it, girl, it's like, or guy, whoever it is, it's like it do not even matter. Like, it just comes together so clean. So don't panic too much if the application is not flawless, perfect, whatever, because you can always repair and you can always go back. It's really no rules to doing nails. So to best explain this nail, I would say the effect was like snow and fog in a corner of a window. It was literally like a foggy, snowy trim around the nail. So I went around the whole nail, real imperfect, real random, not covering too much of it up so we could see our snowflake, but just went around the whole border with a white line. And then I'm taking a detail brush, dipped in a little bit of acetone, not too much. So dip it and then dip it on the napkin just to get the excess off. And I'm just dabbing randomly, not trying to flood the cuticle. Okay, you see I'm wiping it, making sure to not flood the cuticle, but it was like somewhat of a textured effect, so you want the marbling around the border to be really random. And then for some of these I had to go in with top coat because there was quite a bit of sugar glitter in this design, and we'll get to that a little later, but I'm doing top coat now.
I got too many hoes.
Every nail on this set was busting, like, no lie. We couldn't even see the thumb, and then I had just made up something for the thumb, like a little peppermint inspired vibe, and it was busting. All of these are great accent nails to throw into holiday sets. You could really get away with the snowflake design up until, I don't know, I'm gonna say February. You could throw that into Valentine's Day nails. Like, the snowflake design eats. That's a whole winter vibe. Like, that's cute. So we went in with our white polish, and we're going in with white acrylic powder. I'm telling her to move her hand to the side, The polish will soak up the acrylic powder, and then you'll put another layer. You'll see it get shiny and it soaks it up. You'll put another layer. I did 2 here. I think I should have did 3 because it was becoming kind of difficult to use my dotting tool, a very small dotting tool, the smallest one you can get. It's like smaller than the standard size small one. It's a really small one. And I'm writing "Let It Snow," and I'm creating footprints with my dotting tool. While this is uncured and like it looks very textured and fluffy, it literally looks like snow. And it's very similar to how you get like a sweater nail, how you do the crop design and you put the acrylic powder over it to make it 3D and textured. I'm writing "Let It Snow" and I'm writing the footprints. And because you notice that I went back, I started writing, I realized that I wasn't etching out my lettering the right way. Is because my gel polish needed more acrylic powder to soak up. You need to do it until it looks shiny, no more. Sometimes you have to do it 3 or 4 times, but that's okay. That's actually going to add to the look. And if you're doing this lettering, or like I did this in this season, I did a different client, and instead of writing "Let It Snow" in the snow, I wrote ho ho ho. Or you could write "Merry Christmas," or you could write anything. You could really write some hearts. You could write anything. You could do a little snow angel, anything. Just get creative and get cute. That's what it's all about. And whatever you're writing in it, you'll notice that you have difficulty if you have not put enough acrylic powder over it. So just, be patient with that. Do the 4 or 5 layers that you need to do. It'll come out so crispy. Okay, you saw me draw the white lines on the French for like a candy cane vibe, and then I also put a white border around the French. No bull. I think that was like my favorite nail of this whole set. I thought that the snowflake background with the French with the glitter on top of it, bussin'. So I did that. Then I came over here to the pinky, decided to do a peppermint candy cane swirl type vibe. It's giving like peppermints in your grandma purse, the little circle peppermints is what it's giving, but we just did it pink, real cute. And then I went in with a fine glitter. I get mine from Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and Walmart. Literally, I would go to all 3 of those places before I go on Amazon. Those 3 places might be more expensive. Instead of paying $10 for a set of 12 glitters, you might pay $2 or $3 a glitter, but you gonna get a big ass amount that you could never run through in a whole lifetime of doing nails. It would have to be spilled or stolen or something. Like, I'm talking about the big jar. That's a tip on glitter. Go to craft stores, including Walmart, Targets, anywhere where an art teacher could go. That's where you could go, because you are an artist. You are doing arts. Nails is art. So anywhere that an art teacher could shop, that's where you could shop, and you'll save a lot of money.
I got too many hoes.
Okay, after we did that, we let that cure for 60 seconds, and we're moving on to the star of the set and the last nail. We already top coated the nail, so we good to go. We don't have to worry about that at the end. Then we are using our glow in the dark white acrylic we made a few videos ago. I've been using this since I made it. We went in with a nice little medium bead for the head, and then we went in with a large bead, medium large bead, because we want to have the body of the snowman be slightly bigger than the head of the snowman. No lie, I feel like these nails with all these nail art, you know, this type of nail, when it's just like busting and it's nail art on every single finger, it's like kind of built to be long. Because if she got the XL, like in the picture that we showed earlier, these would have ate down to the floor. I still got good engagement, and these still ate. And this was still like one of my favorites from the season that I did, because I did a lot of Christmas nails this season. Real cute, don't get me wrong. But, you know, on them long nails, it would have ate it up. Anyway. So I went in with my hat, which is just the pink acrylic that is on our nail. And I do believe that this pink acrylic is, I am not going to lie, but I am going to find out, and I'm going to put it in the description. If I forget, remind me. I'll look on my desk tomorrow, and I will tell you in the comments. I want to say Cotton Candy by Valentino, but I don't want to go 10 toes on that because I could be lying. The white that we're using for the brim of the hat and the poof of the hat is not the glow acrylic that we made. It is Young Nails XXX white. I've been using the core white. I do not prefer the core white to that XXX white. I thought it was just going to be, you know, the same old same. It was going to be what it was. But no, I've been using that XXX white from Young Nails for like 4 years, and nothing could compare. I think it's actually a Speed XXX white, I think. Or is it Speed white? I don't know. But you could see just in looking at the nail that both of these are Young Nails core white and XXX white, and they have a big difference. That more stark, more harsh XXX white, you know, it just eats it up. And let me just explain for somebody even asked in the comments. When you are doing the texture for the brim of the hat and the scarf, you literally only want to use a dotting tool. That's it. I just let it dry, wait till it got kind of dry and frosty looking, and before it was fully dry, I started poking holes in it, and the texture remains right there because you let it dry a little bit. Also, another tip about working dry on acrylic art, because you do want to work with a dry brush, is put a little acetone in your monomer. I got acetone in my monomer, and I'm working with dry beads, okay? That's all about ratio, and I cannot teach you ratio. You have to practice, but it will come to you. And then I just went in with top coat over the buttons and the carrot nose. We went in with cuticle oil and a little massage that I give all of my clients for the finisher. Oh, we use that brush also to wipe off our sugar glitter and our remaining acrylic, and the finished look 8. Shout out to the original artist, and thank y'all so much for watching. Cannot wait for Valentine's Day nails. They're my favorite. Oh my God, I'm so excited.